with you, baby, you right.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Respectable the lecturer and our dear friends. Today we will explain a material about synthesize. Before that, let me introduce our group member. The first one is me, Desi Rahmawati. The second one is Dini Agustiani. The third one is Ditanti Argadin, and the last one is Aprilianne. Okay, in this today's presentation, the topic that we will explain is the meaning of synthesize, the step of the example of synthesize. Okay, let's start the presentation. The first one is how to synthesize the journal article. Synthesizing simply means combining. Instead of summarizing the main point of each source in turn, you put together the ideas and finding of multiple sources in order to make an overall point. At the most basic level, this involves looking for similarities and differences between your source. Synthesizing articles is a crucial skill because it allows you to highlight what was important to you about whose article. Okay, let's move to the step. Step 1. Organize your sources. After collecting the relevant literature, you've got a lot of information to work through and a clear idea of how it all fits together. Before you can start writing, you need to organize your notes in a way that allow you to see the relationship between sources. Okay, for the next material will be presented by Ellen Aprilianne. Ellen, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Desi. Step 2, outline your structure. Now you should have a clear overview of the main connection and differences between the sources you read. Next, you need to decide how you group them together and the order in which you'll discuss them. For shorter papers, your outline can just identify the focus of each paragraph. For a longer paper, you might want to divide into sections with headings. There are a few different approaches you can take to help your structure your synthesis. If your sources cover a broad time period and you found patterns in how research approach the topic over time, you can organize your discussion chronologically. That doesn't mean you just summarize each paper in chronological order. Instead, you should group articles into time periods and identify what they have in common, as well as signaling important turning points or development in the literature. Okay, the next presentation is Dita. Dita, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ellen. Step 3. Write paragraphs with topic sentence. What sets a synthesis apart from a summary is that it combines various sources. The easiest way to think about this is that each paragraph should discuss a few different sources, and you should be able to condense the overall point of the paragraph into one sentence. This is called a topic sentence, and it usually appears at the start of the paragraph. The topic sentence signals what the whole part. By using topic sentence, you can ensure that your paragraphs are coherent and clearly show the connection between the articles you are discussing. As you write your paragraphs, avoid quoting directly from sources. Use your own words to explain that commonalities and differences that you found in the literature. Don't try to cover every single point from every single source. The key to synthesizing is to extract the most important and relevant information and combine it to give your reader an overall picture of the state of knowledge on your topic. Step 4. Revise, edit, and proofread. Like any other piece of academic writing, Synthesizing literature doesn't happen all in one go. It involves redrafting, revising, editing, and proofreading your work.
Okay, for the next material is the examples of synthesize. The first synthesize example will be explained by Ditanti. Ditanti, times it's yours.
All right, thank you, Desi. The first example of synthesizing. Speaking is one of the most critical aspects of English. Therefore, practicing speaking skills is quite difficult, especially if we do not find a suitable learning method. The use of social media technology has proven to be quite effective because it can present exciting and variative material. For example, on YouTube. As mentioned by Bastos and Ramos, 2009, in Sari and Marganda, 2019, the research result asserted that the students are interested in the process of teaching and learning using video, which consists of sound, graphic, and animation, which is more interesting than textbooks, worksheets, and slides. The learning process doesn't feel tense and scary. Students can choose which videos they like to learn. YouTube has engaging motion visual, so students can make or search videos according to their interests and preferences. Next slide, please. YouTube facilities for education characteristic in the 21st century, namely creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration, and prioritizing quality. Students also hear firsthand how native speakers speak and then imitate it. So they are more confident when speaking and are more active in opinion during class discussion. According to Munadi, 2013 in Sari and Margana 2019, said that learning using YouTube urged to participants to feel comfortable, persuaded to speak English, and increased speaking confidence among EFL learners. Therefore, the use of YouTube in learning is highly recommended for students or teachers who want to improve their English skills.
Okay, the second example of synthesize will be presented by myself. Okay, next slide, please. Speaking is one of the abilities that students must develop when studying in English. Speaking is a necessary technique for communication. Improving pupil speaking ability has long been a priority in the classroom. Various novel technologies are being developed to educate speaking skill in classroom in the rapidly expanding 21st century. Technology is the means through which we may gain access to this updated environment. Technology has been viewed as a means of assisting pupils in improving language abilities, such as speaking ability, the internet, podcast, video conferencing, movies, and voice recognizing software are regarded as the most effective instrument for training public speaking. Technology allows students to engage in directed action, self-paced interaction, privacy, and a safe environment in which errors are rectified and precise feedback is provided. Next slide, please. The ubiquity of mobile gadgets has swiftly altered learning, communication, and perhaps our fundamental way of life. Alkilvi et al., 2008, Eric et al., 2008. The use of mobile technology significantly expands learning possibilities, needs, and goals, and has a significant impact on numerous learning activities and learning styles. These technologies offer material and teaching through the internet via satellites, allowing learners to learn from anywhere at any time. Castellani 2003. Using technology to study a second language has become an absolute need in today's world. The study has discussed briefly how technology may be used to help learners improve their speaking skills. Various techniques for employing technology to improve speaking skill were fully addressed. In conclusion, technology has become an important part in second language learning. Moreover, the computer is being seen as a more important element of the learning process and a way of transferring skill to learners. Modern technology tools are considerably more engaging and give fun and pleasurable learning, encouraging students and assisting them in improving their language learning in a beneficial way. Moreover, these tools allow students to learn at their own speed and foster autonomy in them. Okay, for the next material will be the third example of synthesize will be presented by Dini Agustiani. Dini, times is yours.
Okay, thank you, Desi. Speaking is one of the basic language skills that have to be mastered by English foreign learners due to its significance and its use for communication. It is very important to be able to speak English regarding that it is the most commonly accepted language in the world so that it will be very beneficial for those who comprehend it not only to improve their knowledge and skills but also easier for them to get a job. More than that, they will not find it difficult to communicate and interact with people around the world when they travel. Gard and Gautam, 2015. Here, the researchers tries to propose a strategy in teaching English, especially teaching speaking, namely communicative game. Based on the introduction and the objectives, it is assumed that communicative games can improve students' English speaking skills. Communicative game is a set of well-fun design. Activities can stimulate students' interaction in the classroom. These games require them to take part actively in classroom by speaking and writing in order to express their own point of view or give information. More than that, students' confidence will be automatically formed due to its concept in building habits of interaction. Next slide, please. Communicative games can be an alternative way to overcome students' difficulties in learning how to speak English. In fact, they can improve their speaking skills. In other words, these activities will involve students in real communication, where the achievement of their communicative tasks is more important than the accuracy of language they use. Therefore, it can give positive impact towards students' motivation and classroom atmosphere, which in line with Michael J. Wallace, 1987. Language games are used for increasing emphasis on the importance of motivation and the appropriate kind of positive effective atmosphere in the classroom. And it can be concluded that communicative game is a set of well-designed activities which stimulates students' interaction in the classroom. This game requires students to take part actively in classroom by speaking and writing in order to express their own view or give information. Then, their confidence will be automatically formed due to its concept in building habits of interaction.
Okay, for the fourth example of synthesize will be presented by Ellen Aprilianne. Ellen, times is yours.
Okay, thank you, Desi. Speaking is often considered as one of the most important skills that plays important role in human life. It is also taught as the most vital means of communication in order to share meaning through the use of words. In the context of English language teaching in Indonesian, speaking skill is often used as the main indicator of seeing the success of English learner. People will tend to judge someone as a good English user if he or she can communicate theoretically. The same tendency also happen in many Indonesian-based industry. Would normally assess a candidate English proficiency by conducting English interview as one of important step in recruiting new employees. They focus more on speaking skill, not other skill. Nevertheless, speaking is also found by many language learners in English as difficult skill to be mastered. This problem is probably because of some reason. First, speaking combines the parts of writing and listening. It requires much more knowledge of grammar, and it requires us to use this knowledge is real time. It means that a good English speaker will have to possess a complex linguistic element to be able to produce spoken English. Second, it is probably because of lack of exposure to spoken English here in Indonesia. So, language learners find it difficult to practice their English in a natural setting. Most students only sometimes practice English in their classroom with very limited time allocation. Another factor might also relate to the feeling of anxiety experienced by an English speaker. For some reason, an English speaker has to deal with some state of nervousness, sweating, and anxiety when he or she has to speak in English, including in delivering an English presentation in front of a class. In many cases, this anxious feeling has even hit the speaker's state of mind long before they start to speak up. This kind of situation is often described as speaking anxiety in the literature. Anxiety is generally defined as someone fear is facing something that can be a serious problem for him or her. According to Horwitz et al., state that anxiety is the feeling of apprehension, tension, worry, and nervousness, dealing with the arousal of the automatic nervous system. In addition, Ormrod also said that anxiety can be defined as apprehension and uneasiness feeling toward a certain result of a given condition. In conclusion, anxiety is every feeling of worry that happens because of the unsure result of the particular attempt. Among other situations, speaking anxiety is the fear and faced by students when delivering or preparing a speech in front of people or the public. It usually happens because the students are not confident with their English ability. They were afraid and shy to practice with the target language. In the case, English also they were scared about making mistakes.
Okay, thank you. That's all from our group. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I cannot fuck with you, baby, you right.